Hi you guys. So this is a location. It's not very far from the grain shed. I'm just going to put it this way. I'm not going to give any directions or say anything, but the grain shed's that way, about 1.5 miles. All 3 people that I know of that people have suspected in this, KW, JB, and DH, all 3 know about this farm. They all 3 have been over here before, and to my knowledge, this farm has never been searched. And I've been out here once earlier, before the snow came. And I believe there's thistles everywhere up here. But to my knowledge, this farm has never been walked with cadaver dogs. I don't think this farm has even been searched, you guys. I could be wrong. If anybody knows, then let me know. But to my knowledge, this farm has never been searched with cadaver dogs. Any search team with anything, and it's a high probability area. Like I said, James Brenner knew about this property, I guarantee you. And these 2 ends are stuck, that's stuck. When you see this, you guys, in an overhead watering system on a pivot like this, it's stuck. And if anyone knows search teams like EquiSearch and that, call Twyla and ask her if they've been on this farm. I think that a cadaver dog could rule it out real quick. There's this farm, and that way another mile there's a huge gravel pit, you guys. It's huge. It has tumbleweeds in it everywhere. It has railroad debris in it everywhere. And to my knowledge, neither one of these properties have ever been searched. Harp, come! He's back there chasing rabbits. This has been bush hogged down, you guys. This is all called thistle. It's as bad as it gets. You couldn't walk out here barefooted or in sandals or anything like that. To walk through this, you need boots. Stay in where the thistles like that, instead of trying to walk on this. It's been bush hogged down, but you can hear it. It's pokey stabby. And this whole farm is full of what we call thistle. It's tumbleweeds. This stuff turns into tumbleweeds. And to me, this would have been one of the first places I searched with cadaver dogs. The wash is pretty obvious, and I'm sure that they're all over the wash, and they're going to go in there and try to disturb if they've been in there. I was in there earlier this year. I didn't see any signs of people that have been in there, but the correct way to search that wash is with the cadaver dogs too. You can walk it all you want and look, but chances are you'll see nothing. And that's been the get-go so far. But we've got to change it up. And to me, you guys, this place is a very high probability. And to me, this needs to be burned off. It needs to be burned off, and then cadaver dogs brought in. I don't think the cadaver dogs are going to be going through this thistle too well. Harp, come! My dog's well adapted to this desert. She knows it well. I'm not even worried about her walking on this thistle. Usually with Harper, she's all right. In the thistles, the goat heads, where I'll have to stop and pick her paws for her, or boot her up like a sled dog. Come on, girl. Yeah, so I can tell some of this has been bush hogged down, but I mean, you guys look, it's got "Search Me" wrote all over it, and I'm just one guy. I spend all day out here and not even get it searched like it needs to be searched because of how thick this stuff is. And I'm still under the belief, you guys, that this area along the rail grade and things off of the rail grade are still a prime suspect to me. That's the only way Brenner could have gone without being seen. And see how thick this stuff is, you guys. Look, you're not walking through that stuff, okay? But remains could be hid and buried under this very easily. And Justin, if you're watching this video and you can get a search team over here, you call me and I'll give you the owner's name, and you can get a hold of him and ask him if you can bring a search team in here. I can promise you that James Brenner knew about this property. And I want to show you guys something. The dirt here, look, it's soft. You can dig in it. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort. And that's what we're looking for. Something close, something that doesn't take a whole lot of effort. And it has to be the obvious that we just missed it. And this is that. This is all of that. It's fenced in on all four sides. There's a gate over there. All of the suspects know about this property. And it's close. It bothers me, you guys. It's been bothering me all winter long. I'll just say it, that this property hasn't been searched. There's everybody running in the same old places, running around the same old, round and round the Pilot Mountain Range. When this, to me, seems like the most obvious answer. You guys, in science, usually the most obvious that you have, the most evidence of, and the most likelihood of, is usually it. Not all the time, but I bet about 90%. And I'll take those kind of ones right now. And I hope the wind's not disturbing this, you guys. But this thistle is everywhere, and the wind blows, and it unroots, and then turns into a tumbleweed, see? And then it blows, and the place is full of it. Watch it, see? Kick it a few times, and the wind does that basically, and then it unhinges and it goes. That's the far corner of it. There's a big square here, a whole section fenced off. And I think there's 80 acres under this pivot. I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure 80. And not only right here, but this whole farm. So if any of you know the people that are searching for Dylan the professionals, because I'm not a professional and never claimed to be, but I certainly know the area. And this would just seem like a highly likelihood area to me. This and the gravel occurrences, that way about a mile. They both have a hard surface to get here. They both have a direction nobody would see. And they both, the soil's soft once you get here. So, and I want to thank my friend Chris, for bringing me in here. I parked at the pond. My car won't make it in here. I get stuck. My friends are butts. I would have had to walk a distance in here. But he met me here, and I want to thank him immensely for that. And as you guys can see, I mean plainly, this is probably a high likelihood. You notice how Kurt never took Salty to this place? He knew all about this place. Kurt doesn't know about this place. Never took Salty here one time. And you guys, I can honestly say I'm bothered. I don't believe this place has ever been searched, and it bothers me. And I called the owner in Washington State. He gave me permission to search it. But I'm not a professional searcher. And Harper's not a cadaver dog. And I would never give her up for one. This stuff is thick in here. And it would just stand to reason that would be one of the reasons the remains would be missed, is all of the above in here. It just seems very logical to me. You guys, I stand over there on those railroad tracks, you guys call that grain shed, and I look and I think, what would I do if I was in that guy's situation and I had to dispose of remains? And everything keeps telling me, well, I would go that way down the rail grade where nobody would see me. I got a hard surface, I can get a ways away. I can get to places where I'll be left alone, where I can see people coming for miles before they see me. And this area fits a lot. Harp! Come! Come! This little trail goes to the well. From the well, there's a main line that goes to that pivot point. The water goes through there. That tank you see over there is probably a fertilizer tank, where they chemicate through the overhead watering system. So I'm going to walk down here to where the well's at. Oh, I see a couple of calves. Don't see their mom. This must be one of those things where they get caught on one side of the fence and the mom's on the other. Those two little guys right there, they're going to look at me, and when I get close, they'll go the opposite way. Some calves that have never had exposure to humans at all, they'll walk right up to you. But these two guys, they look like twins. I don't see their mom in here. They probably got on this side of the fence somehow, and their mom's on the other side. But I think we need about 300 or 400 people hand to hand and walk this thing and see what we find, along with some cadaver dogs. It's too big, you guys, for me to search by myself. I'm going to see if I can get Chris to go down to the gravel occurrence too, and I'll show you guys why I think this. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've been wrong before, but I just think they're high probabilities. You didn't see their mom, eh? What's that? Just a stake in the ground? Strange. That's a marker for something. Yeah, this is just, see, all the thistle. Just no way. We need a couple hundred people, huh? Yeah. That are willing to get scratched up a little. And I don't know how long ago this was bush hogged. All these cans are tractor hydraulic fluid. See that little eye marker right there in the parking lot? You have to always make sure that that has oil to drip in, which comes from right there in this barrel. You guys, I've seen triticale chest high on this farm right here. It's been, I think, 8 to 10 years ago. I don't remember exactly how many years ago, but up to my chest with full kernels on the top. This place was loaded with triticale. And this is what happens when you turn the water off. Come on, Harp. I'll follow her down this road, I guess. There's another one of these bush hog trails over there. I should probably walk it too, just to make sure. And yes, the wind always blows in Nevada. I'm sorry, you guys. Come here, Harp. Come here. Harp, come. Come here a second. Come over here, let's sit down. Come here. Sit right here, come here, in the mud. Turn all the way so I can show. Guys, I want to address something. See these bumps on Harper's leg? I want to show you the surgery she had. Come here, girl. Right there is the scar, right there. There was originally one big fatty tumor right there on her leg. And when I had it removed up in Idaho, in Twin Falls, she told me that probably what'll happen is a bunch of little ones will take its place. And that's what's been going on. As you can see, Harper's not scarred up or bit or anything, contrary to some popular lies that have been said. She's a fully healthy 10-year-old pit bull, and she's a good girl. See these marks right here on her? Those are from jumping through barbed wire fences. She's got one on her chest too. Come here, girl, sit. Let me show them. Sit, girl. Come on, sit. Good girl. Let's go up like this. Show them. See that mark right there? Right here. That's from her jumping through barbed wire fences. Harper runs wide open and bails between the fence lines. And sometimes she gets a cut like that on her. And as you can see, that's exactly what it is. But this, on her leg, that was having a fatty tumor removed, contrary to the lies that a person had said. So you guys, if you're watching this now, you know what that's about. None of the other dogs pick on Harper. She's top dog. Always will be. And when she gets older, if any of the dogs pick on her, they won't like the discipline they get for doing it. So none of them pick on her. She's fully healthy. She hasn't been beat up by any dogs. I've never seen Harper get beat up by a dog ever. Not one time. And cow dogs are very aggressive. And she's been through her fair share of them. I always end up having to yell at her and make her stop and come back, and she always does. Harper's a well-disciplined, pretty good dog. About the only thing she doesn't listen to when I have to yell at her is squirrels, rats, and rabbits. She has a hard time not chasing those kind of animals, varmints. I love my dog a lot. I'd never let anything happen to her. I've had her for 10 years. 10 years, you guys, is old for a pit bull, and she's doing really well for her age. We're gonna walk down. We're gonna walk down this jog trail just to make sure. And you guys, what I'm looking for is kind of what Louisa said. Her mom was roughly buried about this time last year. Rest her soul, Weezer. And she said that the gravesite had sunk into the ground. And that's pretty much what I'm looking for out here, you guys. I would tend to think that if remains were buried out here, we would see a lot of the same thing. Really nice day out here in the Sin. It feels like it's about 60, a little bit windy. It's warming up fast. It was a little cool this morning. Freezing in Wells last night. This probably goes all the way back to that string gate back here. There's what's called a string gate, you guys, where it's made out of poles and wire. Chris is way over there. I'm gonna walk this and then head back so I don't lose track of him. He won't lose track of me. Guys, I was gonna come out here by myself till he called me this morning. Gonna have to get used to walking hard like this again. It gets me in good shape. It makes my back feel better. So these, see this spot here, you guys? And I know a lot of this is where animals been digging, but see this right here? It's all soft dirt. See, look. Very soft dirt. That whole mound is very soft, and animals have been digging in it. I don't have to GPS this, I know exactly where this is at. That could be as simple as a burrow mound of different ground squirrels and mice and rats and stuff. But those are the kind of things you look for. I would think it would be sunk down, but you never know. I'm just looking for anything out of the ordinary, you guys. Like I said, I am not a professional searcher. We have been looking into going and getting search certified, but not rescue certified, you guys. I'm not strong enough to rescue anybody. I certainly couldn't carry anybody or drag somebody to help get them out of a dangerous situation. So just search certified. I can walk. I'm really good at that. And I'm really good at knowing the area around northeastern Nevada, the mountain ranges. I know them well. I know where most of the burn areas are at. A lot of it, you guys, was from firewood. There's a lot of burn areas up to the mountains. And get a lot of that firewood when I was younger. There's the fence line, as you can see, is another 200-300 yards off that way. And I'm going to go back. But as you can see, this whole area probably needs to be searched. Harper's a happy dog when she gets to go. I've been taking Pebbles quite a bit lately to get her acclimated to things because she does a lot of that danger, stranger. Stay out of that. Let's go. Come on, go. She does a lot of that danger, stranger, growling at strangers. So the only way I can curb her from that, and I don't want to leave her. I certainly want her to stop growling when I tell her it's okay, and she's been getting better at that. I don't have to worry. She's a top dog and all that stuff. She's a good girl. She loves everybody. If Harper didn't like somebody, I wouldn't have them around me, because I've never seen her dislike him. You guys see what it is. I think this needs to be searched. Area along with the gravel pit. There's a huge gravel pit. The cadaver dog was searched. So I'm going to go ahead and probably sign off. It's getting windy again, and I know this really sucks, but we'll get that problem taken care of, you guys. I can't go get it for this phone. It's the distance I have to go to get it, so I'll go ahead and sign off. I'll do a quick 360 so you guys can see this farm. That's that's Pigeon Mountain. That's Little Pigeon Mountain over there. Dylan's farm is that way. We call that Dirt Mountain. Salt Flats are out that way too. Pilot Mountain, the Pilot Range, the grain shed's right over there. That building you see behind the railroad poles way off in the distance. Rhyolite Butte, Montello's that way, and Lucinda's that way. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off.